All right, live from San Dimas, California. I'm Eric Becker, he's Ernie Villa, and this is the third VodCast in our series, but it is the inaugural DodgerVerse VodCast, and we welcome all of you. Tonight we'll be talking about a range of Dodger topics, including the recent signing of Hector Olivera, who is now our third baseman of the future. We'll also be discussing issues with the bullpen and taking your calls, which you can do as we go along the show at 626
I'm Eric Becker, he's Ernie Villa.
578-5737.
Third VodCast in our
Ernie
series.
forgot to turn off the volume so I can hear myself from 30 seconds ago. It's like Back to the Future.
You're like Doc and I'm Marty.
It's because I got the wild hair. Yeah. Anyway, so first topic that we'll be discussing then is the recent signing of Hector Olivera. 6 years, $62.5 million with a clause for a seventh year at $1 million if he needs Tommy John surgery, which had some people concerned. Ernie, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, he's 6'2", 220. It's not that thick, but I mean, he's got a good arm if it's still attached. I do think this is a move for 2016, though, not really 2015. I think we're very dependent on Uribe coming through this year, and I don't plan on Uribe missing 50 games this year. But if he does, we have Justin Turner, we have Alex Guerrero, we have a plethora of other options.
There's quite a few. That's one of the things that has been the Dodger staple this spring. There is a lot of depth. There are a lot of kids that are either ready or pretty damn close to ready. And it's been an exciting spring. I just got back actually from San Antonio, where I was covering the big league weekend there at the Alamo Dome. First and foremost, not a natural baseball setting, but actually at the same time,
we hit like 4 home runs, right?
5 home runs per game, 10 total over the 2 games. The Rangers hit 1 home run per game.
Prince Fielder?
No, actually, I don't know who either one of the guys were for Texas.
They're probably buying groceries right now.
Or will be shortly, or at least maybe in their AA or AAA teams. But, 275 feet down the right field line, 330 to the power alley and right center. Ernie, you and I could hit home runs. Well, you could hit home runs.
Well,
I could at least get to the warning track.
We're going to see at the softball blogger tournament. We'll see. Probably the same dimensions, to be honest with you.
Similar, yeah, except it'll be like that all the way around at the softball tournament. Left field was a little bit more normal. There wasn't a sign down the line, but there was a signed distance somewhere between the foul pole and the power alley at about 350 feet. So it was a little bit more normal going to left. And Puig and Peterson both hit it over that left field wall.
Peterson's a beast, man. We'll get into the Olivera stuff later because I know people want to talk about it, and we do too, but I wanted to ask you, I know Houston handles baseball pretty well. They got a small ballpark, though. Same with Texas. But do you think do you think there's room for a third baseball team in Texas?
For a Major League Baseball team?
And do you think San Antonio would be the spot? I mean, we have a lot of teams in California. We have the A's. We have the Dodgers. We have the Angels, the Padres, and some other teams.
Yeah, the other team. As far as Texas is concerned, they definitely have in either Austin or San Antonio. I would probably lean a little bit more toward Austin just based on where it is located in the state. It's a little bit further to the northeast. It's a little closer to Houston and a little bit closer to Dallas. But San Antonio actually, I think, could sustain a major league team with the right location and the right marketing. Part of the issue, and while I was there, by the way, I stayed with Gabby Traxler, who's
shout out to her for letting you stay with her.
Let me crash the couch. And I mean, when you're on a budget and you're just starting out, it's a great opportunity. But Gabby was married to a man by the name of Brian Traxler, who I've been talking about here and there. He had 1 hit in 11 career at-bats for the Dodgers in 1990. His 1 hit, do you know who it was off of?
Nolan Ryan.
And not quite
Roger Clemens.
Not quite someone of that caliber. Step below, although the man did throw a perfect game against us.
El Presidente?
El Presidente. His 1 major league hit was a pinch hit double off of El Presidente.
I was at that, not that game where he got the pinch hit double, but I was at the perfect game.
So I was saying, well, if they just had Brian Traxler in the lineup that day, we would have been golden. But his 1
That must have
Major
been
league
kind
hit.
of cool to stay with a former ball player. Even though he had a small cup of coffee. He had a cup of coffee.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, Brian left us in 2004.
Oh shit, he wasn't. I'm sorry, he wasn't there.
But it was
I
great
did not
to-
know that. I wasn't a joke. Or anything. I'm sorry, I didn't know.
You know, his daughter actually has his hitting ability. She's played some softball at the
very
high school
cool.
level and
Very
in the travel level, and actually has served us in our armed forces.
Oh,
with the
even
Army.
better.
Great girl, Ashley Traxler, and if she's out there watching tonight, which is on the doubtful side because it's coming up on midnight in San Antonio right now, but we thank her for her
Go to
service.
bed.
Yeah,
But thank you. Thank you.
but
for
it
your
was
service.
great, and I actually got to see
Oh, the double.
the double ball. It's on.
Well, the single ball, but the double ball.
Yes, it's one ball. It went for a double off of El Presidente, and I mean,
Did El Presidente sign it?
I don't think El Presidente signed it. I don't think he signed hits off of him, but but it is marked saying that it was the date, who he hit it off of, what it was good for, in this case a double, and it's put in a little case where he the ball's in the ball case, and right next to it is his 1990 Donruss rookie card. So I mean,
Oh, very cool.
and the way I look at it is, once you're a part of the Dodger family, you're always a part of the Dodger family. Gabby is a big Texas Rangers fan, but her heart is definitely with the Dodgers, and she actually wore a "She Wants the D" shirt to the game.
I fall asleep with that shirt often.
Ernie won't let me wear mine in public.
Maria Barajas to my left, off camera, by the way. Up there she is.
She's on camera.
peeking
That's
on
our
camera.
phone girl.
Maria's going to be handling the phones, so when we do get some people calling in tonight, you will speak to Maria first. But it was just a great time in San Antonio. They've got a great little community.
That's awesome, man.
And
I'm
think-
glad you're able to experience that. That's such a unique situation, and I'm happy you deserve that. I'm happy you're able to go.
And the thing that I would say, if Major League Baseball did go to San Antonio, and I'm kind of using the Padres model here as far as what they do
you're
with
gonna
Petco.
you're gonna take all bad contracts and you're gonna
No, I'm not.
really broken
I'm not
down
talking.
outfield?
I'm not talking about their general manager's
Oh.
model. I'm talking about their stadium model. Put it near a central district. Riverwalk is a great setting. If you put a baseball stadium near Riverwalk, whether it be a major league ballpark or a minor league ballpark, in my mind, it would be a success because you could integrate it with the shops and the restaurants and the bars and have people go down there in pregame and postgame and have a great spot for people to go when the team's on the road.
I'm literally going to get murdered for saying this. But when Dodger Stadium becomes a football field and they need to put a new Dodger Stadium somewhere,
Farmers Field
it
site.
should totally be right next to the Staples Center.
That has been my argument. If Dodger Stadium is ever torn down or converted to a football field or turned into condos,
It just makes more sense.
it makes more sense. The mass transit link, being near shops and restaurants and bars and hotels, it just, from the standpoint of what a Major League Baseball team, it's not to mention light rail.
Yeah.
Right now, you cannot get to Dodger Stadium easily from light rail. You have to take the express bus, which could take 10
And have you
minutes.
ever been on that thing? It's not an express. It's anti-express.
It's taken me an hour and a quarter to get to the ballpark on that bus, and getting back to Union Station after a sellout is
It's not worth.
insane.
It's not worth.
Personally, I walk up the hill from Chinatown.
What people are going to
saves
start
me so much
doing,
time.
mark my words, is they're going to start taking Uber for 3.5 times somewhere from East LA to Dodgers and have them drop them off right there. Like, that would make more sense to me.
It would make more sense than taking that express bus, especially with some of the back roads that those drivers know.
Or I can hitch a ride with you.
I've actually ceased operations with Uber because of reasons that I won't get into.
Oh, crap.
But it is a good service for people that do need to get a lower cost ride to the ballpark. You just won't be paying me or 90 cents a mile because, well, it's 90 cents a mile, and I just couldn't
If you didn't know,
justify the expense.
Eric was an Uber driver.
I was 19 cents a mile. Sorry,
No.
90 cents a mile, 18 cents a minute, and the rates might even be down more now because that's how Uber is.
No longer an Uber driver.
No
He's not
longer
bitter
an
at
Uber
all.
driver.
Hey, Eric. So what happened? We're DodgerVerse now?
We are now DodgerVerse.
What happened?
We just decided we're DodgerVerse.
Let's just. I
Do
know
we
there's
want
a.
to recap
I think-
from the lowdown split, or
I think
what do
it's
you want to
fair
do?
to say, because there's going to be a lot of people that are jumping over from Dodger Slowdown all the way over to DodgerVerse. And I think they need to know why, or at least we should at least address the elephant in the room.
Okay.
No pun intended.
Okay.
But
so
I'll let you do, and then I'll just throw it.
I mean, the long and short of it is,
The skinny and the fat of it is,
basically, we were humming along fine. We started up with West Coast Bias and John Garza, who has so graciously provided us with the web space to show you, this VodCast, to post our articles, to post our documentaries. And a few weeks into our launch phase, we had some falling out issues with Eric Versalovich, who runs Dodgers Lowdown, which was the previous West Coast Bias site. I'm not going to go around pointing too many fingers, but in short, we've come to the conclusion that we cannot work directly with him anymore.
we don't hate him. There really isn't any bad. Well, there might be some hurt feelings, but it's not really on our part. It's just we didn't share the same vision, same direction. And honestly, it's not a him being bad thing or an us being bad thing. It's just the collaborative didn't work out, and unfortunately, we had to separate and no longer partnership with them. We wish him nothing but the best in his future endeavors, and we're just looking to surpass him and any other Dodger site out there. Not just him, but we're going after everybody. So if you want to jump on board, you're listening. So that's half the battle right there.
That is half the battle. I mean, and it's like I've said to a few other people that have asked me, hey, what happened? And I've explained to them, like, you know what? Eric is an incredibly intelligent guy when it comes to anything Dodgers. I've known him for a couple of years. He's incredibly insightful. He understands the farm system top to bottom. He can talk Dodgers all day. And I always enjoyed having those conversations with him. It just came down to a point where I could personally no longer continue to collaborate with him in that business. And
you know, it is what it is. It happened. Maybe we'll work with him or he'll work for us one day down the line, and that's it. But I wanted to make sure that we threw it out there and said, this is what's happening, this is what's not happening, and we don't have any confusion as to why you're seeing Eric Becker here and not anymore over there, and Ernie Villa here and not over there, and Emilio, 2 last names over here and not over there, and we're all here now. So take it.
Yes. So continuing forward, West Coast Bias Sports Dodgers coverage is here at DodgerVerse. You can look at us at www.DodgerVerse.com or follow us on Facebook. Actually, do both.
It's more than a nation. It's a universe of Dodgers.
It is.
DodgerVerse. Be a part of it.
I dig it. So that's the long and short of it, really.
So let's get down to Dodgers, will we?
Let's get down to Dodgers.
Jock Peterson, like this guy said, is a stud and has totally been proving it. Only guy who's literally hit better than him this offseason is not even a Dodger. He's a Cub, and that's Chris Bryant.
Chris Bryant,
who's literally killing the ball. 9 home runs. That guy's just insane.
That's his peak.
Seriously.
and the scary thing is, I still think he's going to start the season at AAA.
Yeah, I know. I tried to trade for him in my fantasy league. The dude wouldn't have it. Jerk. You're listening too, you asshole. Anyhow, Jock Peterson, real deal. But down to business, I'm starting to think that Andre Ethier may be your starting left fielder, and I'm actually okay with that.
The thing is that, well, first off, Andre Ethier was so bad last year that you knew one of 2 things was going to have to happen in the spring. Either he was going to continue to be horrendous and show a continued decline, or he was going to start to show a bounce back. And Andre Ethier's been smacking the ball around the yard pretty good this spring. He started out a little slow, which, he's going to be, 33?
Something like that.
And a lot of times the veterans, they'll start slow, but he's come on. His defense in the outfield has improved. His offense has improved. And he's showing that he wants to win a job.
The thing with Ethier, it's always been, is he's a rhythm guy. He's not that guy. He's not like Dave Hansen or Manny Mota, awesome hitters who can just come off the bench and do it. He's a stud, but he needs to be in the lineup 3-4 times a week
minimum,
at least, in order to get anything out of him. He's not a one-day guy, or like Van Slyke. Van Slyke can just show up and smash. Ethier's not that guy. Ethier needs to be in the clutch situation late in games where the game's on the line and he smacks a 2-run double to win the game, or hits it just above the fence in right field on that little box where the pitchers sit. Right there. That's where his money shot is. But he needs to play. Now, I'm okay with us trading him too, but no one's going to give us fair market value for Andre Ethier, at least not what we think he's worth.
Well, I mean, we've offered half his contract.
And still no one's
And still
taking
no
it. But they
takers.
take down broken down has-been Matt Kemp.
Well,
That's how the Padres, by the way, that's how the Padres were able to afford
marketing. You can market Matt Kemp. You can't.
Bitches love cute black guys with green eyes.
They do.
I don't
They
get
do.
it. I just don't get it. I mean, yeah, he was a good ball player, and he's been hot this year, but I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't see the appeal for Matt Kemp. I always had like a really, like, for lack of a better word, an icky feeling every time I went to the ballpark, knowing that Hanley is only going to play 5 or 6 innings because he gets hurt, and that Kemp, any minute, running down the line, hustling out a single, could pop a hamstring
Or break an ankle.
or that. And so I was worried about that, but now I'm not worried because,
If it happens on the Padres.
yeah, and we don't have injured home players. Howie Kendrick is a freaking stud. Jimmy Rollins is on his last legs, but he's still got pretty good goddamn legs. He's gonna hit.
For last legs, they're pretty damn
He's going to
good.
hit between 10 and 15 home runs. Howie Kendrick's going to hit 10 and 15 home runs, but Howie Kendrick's going to have 50 to 6. I think 50 is a good number for doubles. I think he's going to break the single season record for Dodger doubles. I think Ether has it at like 55, 56.
Something like that.
I think Howie Kendrick's going to get 50 doubles.
He's got
With
that.
80
He's got
is-
that in him.
Between 75 and 90 RBIs. And hitting in front of Gonzalez, easy to say, 100 RBIs. I mean, 100 runs scored.
And I mean, that's the thing is a guy like Kendrick isn't your quote unquote prototypical middle of the order hitter, but he drives the ball. He puts the ball in play. He doesn't hit into pop-ups. He really doesn't hit into double plays.
He's got that beautiful stroke to right center and left center to gaps. Man, today he did it today. It was so beautiful to watch. It's almost like it's him and Jock Peterson and him have very similar batting styles. Jock has that simply natural power. He's just going to hit. He's going to run into 20, 25 home runs. But he's got that just effortless. I compared him to Ken Griffey Jr. today. I know that's hard to say because Griffey's going to be a Hall of Famer next year. But, man, the sky's the limit with this kid. I know we're bouncing all over the place with different players, but I'm really excited about this year. I'm also excited about seeing Juan Uribe come back. He's been kind of lying in the weeds this offseason. But and that's Big Pop. That's the real Big Poppy, not that jackass in Boston. Can't stand him. He doesn't even play in the field. All he does is hit. That's stupid.
I mean, Uribe is one of the best, if not the best, third baseman in the league.
2 years running at least.
2 years running, and I mean, the guy's in his mid-30s, but he can still go out there and get it at third base. Now, here's the thing with Uribe. You probably need to sit him 1 or 2 games a week. That's why you have Justin
Hey,
Turner.
Justin Turner, Alex Guerrero, not Gonzalez, as
And
Bassett
that's,
called him.
and that's the thing, by the way. I think Guerrero does make the team at this point. I was really
Oh,
reluctant.
absolutely. How can you
I-
keep his bat off the bench?
I was not sold on Alex Guerrero at the start of the spring or at the end of last season. The guy has done what he needs to do. He's shown improved defense. I mean, he's not world class in the
he's
field,
far from world class.
but he's shown improvement, which
You can
means
tell
that,
he's put the
him in
work.
field.
You can tell he's put the
him
work
at,
in.
you can put him at third base. You probably put him at second in a pinch. His natural position is shortstop. So I mean, there's
Oh,
always
where?
that.
He can't play shortstop for the El Sereno Dodgers right now.
But he can also go out there and play some left field if you need him to. The guy has some versatility. Maybe not your even average defender, but adequate. He can fill in at 3 or 4 different places. And then just on top of that, he's shown that now we're seeing what people were talking about. He can mash the ball. He can mash the ball pretty good.
I like his fluid swing. I also dig that he's kind of a jerk and he wears that white wristband with the white glove. It really throws off the pitcher, and I like it. I think it's a good look. It's all white. It's an R. It's just it's cool. Whatever. I like him.
And I mean, just players that were watching that. The Dodgers have sent down, and by the way, it's been a few weeks since we've done the VodCast just with all the transitioning and traveling, and Ernie did the marathon on top of that. So that was
Maria did it too.
And Maria also did the marathon. So it's been a busy few weeks just with everything that's been going on. But Okoye Dixon shows that we got some organizational depth at first base.
If you ever went to a Rancho Cucamonga Quakes game, though, you knew he had it. You just didn't know that much. He did it on a proper stage, but he's 2 or 3 years down the line, and if he's going to affect anybody, it's not going to be the Dodgers. He's going to be a trade that goes.
I could see him being a trade.
He's going to go with Ethier and Zach Lee and whoever else for Cliff Lee.
That's a definite possibility. However, in the event that he stays around and say there's a significant long-term injury to Aegon, it's nice to have a guy like that as depth. Of course, there's a couple of other options. Yeah, Van Slyke's a possibility in that role as well. And then if Oliveira is able to go this year, Uribe's actually played some first base as well. That's always an option if you're doing
desperate.
Maybe a month-long basis where you maybe put Uribe out there a few games, but there's definitely
maybe if
depth
Gonzalez
options.
pulls a tamale or something.
If he pulls a tamale, well,
Might happen.
Might happen.
Pitching staff.
I
knew Rue was going to screw us.
I was a little bit worried about that, and now Bedard's down, so the question becomes, do we need a fifth starter the first 10 days of the season? Can Rue get back fast enough?
Chad Gaudin
might be the fifth starter, at least early in the season. Actually, he's had a pretty good spring. He's been one of the surprises of the spring for me, frankly.
I just want to give Zach Lee a chance already, dude. Either shit or get off the pot.
Yeah, that question becomes
when are we going to see this $6 million investment or $5.7 million?
Because quite a bit of money was put into Zach Lee. Gaudin's a possibility. If Rue's going to be down for a prolonged period of time, though, say more than a month, I would say now's the time to bring up Zach Lee and see what he's got.
Give him a chance, and Rue's going to get healthy. So
yeah, in some ways, when we get to the end part of the season, because Rue has always had a little bit of issues with the stamina. Coming over from Korea, where they just have a different. He pitched once a week as opposed to every 5 days. He doesn't throw side days. A guy like Greinke, a guy like Kershaw, day 2 or 3 after they pitch, they go out and they throw a few bullpen innings. Rue never does that.
He's making commercials and ramen commercials.
Well, he's doing that too, but even if he wasn't doing that, he wouldn't be throwing sides. So later in the season, it may actually come in handy that Rue has not pitched as many innings, especially as we get into the playoffs, a little bit fresher arm. I think that actually helped Greinke a couple years ago when he had the collarbone incident.
Yeah.
And by August and September was just in
just snapping
a groove.
Same thing with Kershaw last year when he got hurt in Australia. Stop making our teams play in stupid countries. Sorry to our fans in Australia.
Oh, our fans in Australia.
Good
night, mate. Sorry we didn't come this year, but we'd like our players to be healthy.
Exactly.
Oh gosh, speaking of bullpen addition by subtraction, I'm kind of glad that we no longer have the likes of Brian Wilson and
I miss the beard.
I do miss the beard. I miss what it is? I miss the man. I do not miss the reduced velocity on his fastball.
Yeah, I don't miss that either.
I don't miss it.
Hey, real quick, want to talk about what happened here? I'm going to play a clip so you guys can know what we're about to talk about.
Okay.
If it'll ever load.
You got volume on? Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to have a commercial too, so why don't you just go ahead and let's just do that, and then we'll talk about it. Basically, the Diamondbacks are up their old tricks again.
Apparently, it wasn't Kirk Gibson's fault. Who knew?
Is it ever Kirk Gibson's fault?
The only thing that's Kirk Gibson's fault is that backdoor slider going about 395 feet into the right field pavilion.
Well,
Thank you, Mr. Gibson.
I was going to say when he got punked by Mattingly.
Mattingly
was just drop him like, I'll show you, Buster.
You know what? That was that was better than that was a bunch of 1980s All-Stars putting on a performance better than any of the actual 1980s All-Star games.
Seems another hit by pitch for Justin Turner. It's going to need some ice after this. What is your take on this? I know you weren't part of it last year, or really
Jimmy
years
Rollins
past
talking.
between the Diamondbacks and the Dodgers, but there's a history between these two clubs. 3 hit by pitches so far. What's your thought?
The one that we had with Trumbo, that was clearly an accident. Obviously, when they hit JT the first time, it was intentional. Okay, point made, but it was a weak time to do it. 0-2 count, we had a guy, and then that happens here.
And there's Chip there.
I was on the so I didn't see it, but we still got a lot of games against them, so we'll make sure we protect our players.
So I would imagine that you're well versed in the rivalry and the no love lost between these two teams.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely aware of all those things. Fortunately, we had some good times in Philadelphia where we had teams that we didn't like and they didn't like us. So we're the Dodgers, and for a lot of reasons, teams are not going to like us, and we're okay with that.
After the first hit by pitch, actually both of them in the first inning, the benches were warned. It appears that the officiating crew, the umpiring crew, is going to be tossing that pitcher. We'll confirm that here in a bit. But back to my question.
Jimmy Rollins taking ownership already. I kind of like that. Oh, he hit him again.
I hear Charlie.
Oh, no, he threw him out. But yeah, I like Jimmy Rollins taking ownership, saying we're going to protect our guys and we're going to make sure our guys are healthy, and he's really bought into the whole being an LA guy at Hollywood. And I read something earlier he had said to Ken Rosenthal about it's different from Philadelphia and Los Angeles. You can't, if you do something flashy or something in Philadelphia, it's like, oh, you're Hollywood. Well, if you do it with the Dodgers, well, you're in Hollywood. So if he wants to put a little butter on the biscuit, he can do that here without being questioned or being a showboat. In Philadelphia, it's blue collar city, blue collar town. It's kind of frowned upon. It's harder for a star to be flashy there than it is in LA, where we kind of ask for it. It's warranted here rather than over there where.
Well, I mean, that's the thing.
Chase Headley, you just put your head down and ball.
Exactly. I mean, Rollins obviously is a very professional ball player at the same time. But yeah, I mean, one of the things when you're playing in LA, you have to have some kind of personality. I mean, okay, example of a bad LA guy, JD Drew. Very bad LA guy. No flash. Did he ever smile the entire time he was here?
No.
Only at the bank.
At the bank, I'm sure. I think I saw him smile once. It was the scariest shit I think I've ever seen. I thought to myself, you know what, JD, don't smile again. Don't smile again. That's
stop.
okay. His wife was hot, though.
She was a good-looking lady.
Yeah. That aside, not an LA guy. Not an LA guy at all. Maybe an Atlanta guy or.
I think he was actually from Atlanta.
I think he was from Atlanta. Small market guy. Really is the way that I would think.
I think that's exactly what it is. Not being a big market, flashy, really kind of out there kind of guy. He's not. That's not him. You know who's really struggling right now? The Giants. Are you worried at all about them finding it?
Am I worried about the Giants finding it?
Yeah, do you think they're going to be something to worry about this year?
It's
while you think of that,
it's an odd year.
Let's listen to Yasiel Puig's commercial.
Puig has a commercial. Puig does have a commercial. Yes, Puig has a commercial.
If you didn't know, Yasiel Puig is on the cover of MLB The Show 2015. Shout out to them.
But apparently, Herman Philibert is in the game.
Yeah, they do a lot with older players. It's actually kind of cool. And the boy's on the cover this year, so that's kind of cool.
He is.
But speaking of Yasiel Puig, today's MLB.com must-see or must-hear is Will Myers.
Naturally, he hits it toward right.
I'll let Charlie Steiner talk about it.
Drops in for a base hit. Big turn for Myers, and he is caught napping by Nicasio.
Very nice play by Puig. Look, I don't know about the showboating,
Give up on the play. All of a sudden, sees Nicasio sneaking in behind him, and with Yasiel
Got him!
accurate and powerful right there on the back.
So, we
Yeah,
let the
I'm
how's
glad
that,
Myers going to break his wrist right there.
Yeah, how's the,
Wade's bat has slowly begun to awaken.
what does he do here? Is this where he
We
hits the
get
home run?
closer to opening day. Lane deals.
Here you go! You didn't need to see it. You just had to hear it.
Oh, doctor.
What a shot. Yasiel Puig.
By the way, you hit one like that in the Alamo Dome that actually got called a foul ball, but I can guarantee you it landed in fair territory.
That was planned. I'm going to look
Bat
for something
flip
middle
in
plate. I don't
mid-season
care if
form,
it's
by the
hard,
way.
straight, or bending and soft.
Man, that was
I'm going to
excellent.
plant it over the left field wall.
The bat
Wow.
flip in mid-season form.
I wish I could show you, but it's copyrighted.
Lane to Puig. Hammered 100 feet, 200 feet, 300 feet, about 4 or maybe 4.5 feet.
That's the lame San Diego Padres announcer. I thought you hit it out. You know, Puig led the league in outfield assists last year.
Yeah, and that was being a poor defensive center fielder.
You think they're going to run on him again this year?
You know, I don't think they meant to run on him last year. He just caught him napping.
You know what it is, though? It's the whole. Remember when Pujols caught him napping too? It's the whole doing a nonchalant, like, oh, and then kind of.
Well, some of the, I mean, actually, in some ways, some of the showboating, I think, kind of helps the cause because it gives guys the idea of, oh, he's being lackadaisical. I can take an extra base on him, or I can take a little bit of a longer lead to see what he's doing. And by the time you recover and realize, uh-oh, he's got you.
Yeah.
He's got you. But, I mean, it just his natural ability to get these guys is so strong. I mean, you remember in his rookie year when he threw that strike from right field to third base to catch a guy in, like, the first couple
Against
of weeks.
the Padres.
I
That was
mean,
crazy. I don't know about the last one where he got to end the game at Gonzalez at first. I don't know if he was actually out, but it was such a good goddamn play, and he threw that on a rope. I don't think the umpire would have gotten out of LA if he would have called that scene.
Yeah, I don't think that there was any way. And I mean, you know, there was no instant replay at the time. To my look, it looked like he got him.
Let's call him out.
It was close.
You know who hasn't been tagged? Mark Ellis.
Still
has not been tagged.
We should call him, get him in here.
That's the truth. But it's also a running gag between the three of us because I posted on Facebook initially, like 3 years ago. Mark Ellis never got tagged by Yadier Molina. And to this day, he still hasn't been tagged by Yadier Molina. He's still running.
He better be. He better be.
So let's just break down the Oliveira signing. You know, it's not after the $28 million bonus, which doesn't really affect us because it's not our money.
Right.
6.5, I believe, or 5.6 million per year. It's not a bad deal.
Not a bad deal at all.
For the market. Let me pull up the market for next year's third baseman.
With an insurance policy, by the way, in the event that he needs to miss a season due to Tommy John, he gives us an extra season at $1 million.
Yeah, which immediately lowers the value of the contract to like $3.5 million per year.
It's nuts. It's definitely a player-friendly deal because the guy is going to get a lot of money. He's getting a lot of money up front, but it's also a team-friendly deal for the long term, and it controls costs. I mean, you're basically getting a guy in his prime years and those couple of years right after his prime where he's still good, maybe on a little bit of decline, for a fraction of what the market would be for a guy of his caliber who's been in the league for 7 or 8 years. It's a tremendous deal for the Dodgers. And, I mean, yeah, there's some concern about the elbow, but
is he Puig or is he Arubudena?
I think he's somewhere in between, but closer to Puig.
I mean, I'd like to hope so.
I mean, if you're going to give him that kind of money, you better be.
And they haven't even done a physical on him, to be from what I'm understanding.
Well, he did do quite a few medical tests, from what I understand. The MRI on his arm, and you and I were talking about this earlier. Apparently, the amount of damage that he has to his UCL is about standard for a guy that's his age that plays third base.
Yeah.
David Wright probably has about that amount of damage in his elbow just from natural wear and tear.
We're not starting the rumors, but
yeah,
pretty much.
That's why I say probably. I don't have an MRI, but I mean, just as an.
You're not a doctor, but you stayed in a Holiday Inn last night.
I did. Well, actually, no, I didn't. But I live near one.
Oh, well, that's half the battle.
That's half the battle. So I could probably go steal their Wi-Fi, and then
Then you're just as smart.
Just as smart. So Ernie's going to be pulling up the 2015-2016 MLB free agents list here on MLBTradeRumors.com, which is.
Let me tell you, if any of these guys are guys that you want to put on your team, ahead of a promising Cuban who's batted .323 average over the last 10 years.
Here's your third base options.
31-year-old Joaquin Arias.
No thanks.
I'm good. Mike Avila is 35 years old.
Has he ever been a regular starter?
He's like 5'0" too. And he's more of a second baseman than
I was
third
going to
baseman.
say, I don't even think he's a third baseman.
Gordon, not David Beckham. He couldn't even stand the Angels. Why would we want him on the Dodgers?
Yeah.
Willie Bloomquist, who's 38. He's had a couple of decent years, but nobody I'd want. Kevin Franson, he's a former Giant. F him. I hate David Freese, but David Freese is serviceable, but I don't think the Angels are going to let him go.
Well, I don't think the Angels are going to let him go, and I don't think that he's going to be as good as Oliveira.
Jonathan Herrera, I don't think I'm good. Mycier Easturis, 35 years old. He's got a
$3 million club option. Well, isn't he more of a shortstop with the Angels?
Yeah, but he's with the Toronto Blue Jays.
That's right.
Now.
He got moved to the Blue Jays.
Don Kelly's got nice high socks, but I don't think I want a 36-year-old. Same with Jeff Keppinger. Casey McGee is a special one, but he's probably going to have a down year. He's in that Giants lineup and no protection for him or Posey. Aramis Ramirez is going to be 39. However, he said he's going to retire, and he's always seemed like a man of his word, so we're not going to count him. Sean Rodriguez, another former Angel, 31 years old. No. And, of course, Big Papi, Juan Uribe.
Who's going to be 37.
I just don't I don't see why you wouldn't make the move for Oliveira.
It makes perfect sense.
He's got power, he's got speed, he hits for average. Seems like a guy who's going to hit behind a runner, which is what you want in this lineup. Yeah, we can flex our power every so often, but we're not. Well, that's not this team. We're a bunch of doubles hitters who are going to keep the carousel running, if you know what I mean. Anyways, that's what my take on the whole Oliveira signing. Yeah, it's a lot of money, but it's kind of worth it. It is worth it. I mean, any of those other guys you want, and stop messaging us and telling us, oh, we're going to go get Evan Longoria. It's not going to happen.
It's not happening
at all.
I mean,
probably never.
I love Evan
Maybe.
Longoria, but we're more likely to get Eva Longoria than Evan.
She shows up to more games than he would.
That's true.
Anything else you got?
I mean, as far as third base, I mean, I think we're covered.
Steven Drew,
33.
Brendan Rand, I'm good.
I mean, these are shortstops that could possibly play third base that you're looking at. No, I mean,
there's an interesting one. Chase Utley.
Chase Utley as a second baseman is a 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess that if you're not going to bring back Kendrick and you just want a 1 year stopgap guy.
No, I'm talking about putting Chase at third.
Playing Chase Utley.
He's always had the glove.
Yeah, but at age 37,
it's only 1 year.
It's a possibility. But I mean,
I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it unless, say, late in the season we find out Oliveira does need to have TJ. It's going to be out for a year. Then maybe you bring in a guy like Utley.
When I first heard he was having TJ, or when I first heard about TJ, I thought he was going to Tijuana. Is that racist?
I don't know if it's racist. It definitely stereotypes TJ with Mexico, though. But no, I think that Oliveira is going to be a solid pickup for us. And I mean, we're a team. We're becoming a team of Cubans.
Yes, we're going to be the Cuban Dodgers.
Havana will be our second home. We're going to play 81 games at Dodger Stadium and another 20 in Havana by 2017.
Los Dodgers, but
the Dodgers will have 101 home dates, but they won't take any from LA. They're just going to take them from the other teams that don't draw as well to open international relations with Havana, because we've already got half their ball players anyway.
Es está Juan ocupado?
Oh boy!
I can see you and I walking into Cuba.
Howdy, fellas.
Where's Ricky Ricardo at?
Oh man.
Sorry.
Oh, that gives me memories of Texas.
That's why I brought it up.
Oh man, that porch at the Alamo Dome was so short that I think either one of us.
Jock Peterson hit it off there, right?
Actually, when Jock hit his, he hit it to left, which is not the short porch.
No, when he hit the.
Oh, he did hit a line drive off the wall.
No, he hit the catwalk.
No, he didn't hit the catwalk.
Yeah, that's what they said. He was out because he hit the catwalk and he didn't know to keep running.
Well, there was a Texas player that hit the catwalk.
Jock hit it too, and then Jock said,
What in the hell?
The Alamo Dome definitely had some issues with looking up into the lights. And
"So are you saying
catwalks.
Jock Peterson didn't hit the catwalk?"
I didn't see it.
That's where you're wrong.
I did not see Jock hit the catwalk.
But sometimes you just don't listen.
I'm telling you.
I should have been listening to the catwalk.
I'm telling you.
But yeah, if they were going to actually play Major League Baseball in the dome, they may need to raise it about another 30 feet.
Raise
the roof 30 feet. Although, watching baseball there, I wouldn't want to see Major League Baseball played there on a regular basis within the Alamo Dome. But if they ever decided they were going to do an arena baseball league, sort of like how arena football with the shortened dimensions and the offensive focus.
I'd be excellent at that.
You'd be in the Arena Baseball Hall of Fame.
I like that.
But if they ever decided that they were going to do that, then the Alamo Dome would actually be a pretty good candidate for arena baseball.
Like Staples Center?
Like
I
Staples
can bet you
Center.
I get a ball in a Staples Center.
That's Texan for sayonara.
Sorry.
Oh man. Okay, moving on topics. The bullpen.
Hold on.
Oh, you want to talk about
I'm
something?
gonna do it. I'm gonna ask you questions.
Okay.
You and Hank Hill. And I'm gonna get your thoughts, and I'm gonna get his thoughts.
Okay.
Is Andre Ethier starting left fielder?
Possibly.
No.
Is Carl Crawford starting left?
I think more likely than Ethier. Yes.
Yes, all right.
Okay.
Center field.
Jock.
Don't ask.
Yeah, pretty much Jock. What about Puig? Oh yeah, that's a
Puig
given.
and right is a given.
Who's catching opening day?
Yasmani.
Well, you're the expert.
Okay, so build your lineup if that's your opening day.
Okay, if I'm constructing the opening day lineup now with my preferences, Jimmy Rollins is going to lead off and play shortstop. I'm going to be putting Puig batting second, actually, in right field.
Excuse me?
Puig second. Kendrick's going to bat third. Adrian Gonzalez is your number 4 hitter. Going through my head right now, who comes 5.
Hold on, boys.
I'm actually going to go with Yasmani batting 5th. Then the number 6 hitter, I would actually slate Jock 6th.
I don't mean to be rude or nothing, but I'll pass.
He doesn't want to go Jock 6th. I would go Jock 6th. Uribe, I would have batting in the 7 hole.
Son, you're teasing the gorilla in the monkey house.
And I would if Ethier starts, I bat him 8th.
Son, have you lost your mind?
No, Ethier scares me that much. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take it back. Crawford bats 6th. Uribe 7th. Jock 8th. And it's not because I don't believe in Jock. It's just because you got.
No, stop, please.
Okay, so where do you bet Jock?
Gene Gao, for our Mexican listeners. I would go. Honestly,
how would you?
Perfect lineup for me.
Perfect lineup for you.
Rollins, Peterson, Puig, Gonzalez, Kendrick, Grandal, Uribe, Kershaw.
That's only 8.
Yeah, I don't care about the other bit. Who did I miss?
You missed Crawford or
let's bet left fielder 9.
So you're gonna do the old Tony La Russa bat the two leadoff guys with your 9 guy actually being like.
Yeah, now you're getting it.
Okay. Has Mattingly ever done that?
No, I don't think so. But I think there was talk about it. David Vassay had brought it up recently.
We do have the configuration where we could conceivably do that as long as Crawford doesn't object to losing a few at bats this season.
Yeah, I think Crawford would mind. So you have fuck. I should have found this one first. God damn it. So who you bat? You have Rollins batting first.
Rollins first.
1,
Puig second.
2,
Kendrick third.
3,
Gonzalez 4.
4,
Grandal 5.
5.
Crawford 6. Uribe 7.
7,
Jock Peterson 8th.
8,
And Kershaw in the pitcher spot batting 9th.
9. I love it. Because I love to count things.
Sorry, guys, this kind of gotten out of control, but it is.
Well, they weren't there for our experimental podcast.
Oh,
with,
no.
3 different places. That
You know what that was? Hey, Eric, you want a cookie?
Cookies.
that was what that was.
Sorry. So, bullpen. Who's making the bullpen in your eyes?
Oh man, it's hard to say for absolute sure. I am still a big fan of Pedro Baez. He did give up a home run one time when I was watching, but for the most part, he's been pretty solid. And I think that his track record at the end of last season, if you need somebody to hold down the closer role for the first few weeks to 6 weeks, possibly, while Kenley gets ready, I think Pedro is the guy. Yimi Garcia's actually been really good.
Who?
Yimi Garcia.
I've never had a Spanish chick before. Ole.
So I think that Yimi may be in the mix there. JP Howell's going to make it just because he's JP Howell. I know he's had
Hey, gorgeous.
he's had kind of a crappy spring, but I think he'll get it together. From there, it's kind of a crapshoot. Chris Hatcher hasn't really impressed me. David Artsman's actually looked pretty good for the most part.
Oh my God!
What do you
Oh
think?
my God! Oh my God! I can't. Oh God! Oh God! Oh God!
That's what I think of David Archman. I read up on his off-season plans of increasing his velocity, working with actual guys to see like where he should be constantly throwing the ball. And it seems like he's really put a lot of work in, and you're starting to see the results. Although he does look like he belongs in the movie Philadelphia, I think he's gonna be a pretty good addition to the bullpen. I'm not sure what I feel about Paco right now, though.
I saw Paco pitch in San Antonio. He looked okay. He doesn't look as good as he did in 2013. I don't know
what happened to that guy.
I don't know. Colomb has a real nice fastball from the left side, but I don't know if he's really ready.
They sent him down.
Oh, they did? Okay, well,
what about
You mean 3 Filipino women?
Yes,
Brandon League.
Starting the season on the DL is my understanding. Shoulder.
Wait a sec. Pre-op or post-op?
Pre-op.
Okay.
Hopefully that's not too severe of a problem.
You know who I'm happy we don't have anymore?
Who's that?
Well, you could whore yourself out to 1,000 fat chicks for $50 a piece.
Chris
Perez. Yeah, addition by subtraction once again.
Literally because he was fat.
Well,
and on drugs.
Yeah, there was that too. Man, kind of rad.
Who's our long man? Hello.
Right now, I got to go with Gaudan. I know that he doesn't have the best personal background.
You know who I wish we had right now was like a Weaver. One of the Weavers.
Like a Weaver type, yeah. Yeah, but unfortunately, I think Jeff's like 45.
Yeah, probably.
It's funny because if you look at his career stats, the one place where he did well consistently was in LA.
Yeah. Well, he got a long turn here. Whatever Kevin Brown.
Kevin Brown
What did he do after he left the Dodgers?
broke his hand in the playoffs, punching a locker or something.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, basically with Kevin Brown, it was like we signed him to the 7-year deal, right? We keep him for about 5 of them.
$105 million.
And I mean, not that I felt like we got our money's worth, but for the 5 years we had him, he pitched about as close to the value of the contract as you can imagine. We treat him for Weaver, and then he just goes completely downhill.
Sorry, I didn't mean to click that.
That was a little creepy sounding there.
It was Bean voice.
No, I think Gaudan's going to be the long man. So, I mean, what? Baez, Gaudan, JP, maybe Amy Garcia. I think Chris Hatcher's going to make it just because he's Chris Hatcher.
He's got a great mustache, and he also got me on Dodgers. What was the show? Dodgers on Deck? No, that's us. What show was on Time Warner Cable?
Oh, I don't remember.
Yeah, I think Hatcher will make it. Joel Peralta's actually been pitching better lately.
You like Peralta? I'm not
big on him, but he's looked better as the shoulder's gotten healthy. So he might make it.
Isn't he like
85?
He is, which is why he's the guy to go when Kenley gets back.
That's true.
If he is the one who makes it. But just looking over the list of who's around.
Kenley Jensen's going to come back and be like,
I'm buck naked.
And I'm ready
to go. Andy says Liberatore.
Oh,
now.
She's in love with that guy.
Liberatore is not making the team, I don't think. I haven't seen anything that convinces me that Liberatore is major league ready. He does have options though, so maybe he goes down to the minors. I don't know.
Whatever.
I'm not a Liberatore. I mean, I thought he was going to be good, but I haven't seen anything special out of him yet.
Yeah, I haven't either. Joe Whelan's actually been okay for the most part.
I think
want to run him out of the bullpen.
I think
he might make the opening day club. He's another guy with options though.
He might be that fifth starter.
He also could be the fifth starter potentially. That's true. So I don't know. I mean, those are the guys who really come to mind. I don't think I've even listed a full bullpen. Maybe there's a couple of other minor leaguers. I mean, Carlos Frias hasn't had the best spring. I think he's been sent down, but he's
no thanks.
Up.
No, thank you.
Are
you worried? Like, what worries you?
You know, I'm not worried, and the reason that I'm not worried is last year the bullpen was supposed to be lights out, and it wasn't. And I'm kind of looking at it right now as you've got a whole bunch of no names. Bullpens to me are the most finicky animal in baseball. They either come together or they don't. I think that while yes, you can try to moneyball it. Moneyball is probably, I don't know, this is the widest amount of variance because a guy can have a really bad year and he could be bad for 2, 3, 4 years in a row, and then all of a sudden have a 1.6 ERA out of nowhere. So I don't know. I'm not going to worry too much about the bullpen. What I worry about more is our starting pitching getting late enough into games to keep those guys rested.
I mean, we kind of just have to.
If I'm looking at nerds,
I just think that they have it under control. They know what they're doing.
Well, that's the hope. New regime in Los Angeles.
According to nerds.
According to nerds.
Yeah. Well.
So we've talked bullpen. We've talked Oliveira.
We talked lineup. Oh. National League DH.
National League designated hitter.
I will fight you on this till the death because I think we need a National League DH.
Let's see.
Mike Piazza would still be a Dodger.
He would, and he'd still hate Vin Scully. Well, he does still hate.
You know,
Vin
he
Scully.
did recently. He recently did an interview for the Dodgers channel, which
really?
only 30% of you can see.
Yes,
but
we're telling the other 70% of you right now.
He did something, and he was wearing a Dodgers shirt. It was a dark lit background, but it was like at Dodger Stadium, and he did something. I don't remember exactly what it was. I don't remember what it was, but I was like, oh crap, that's Piazza, and he's talking positively about the Dodgers. That's crazy. My only thing that bothers me is when he goes into the Hall of Fame next year, him and Griffey are locks. Putting it down on paper right now, by the way. Him and Griffey are locks. He goes in the Hall of Fame. He's going to go in as a Dodger because if he goes in as a Met, it's a travesty. And he goes in a Dodger, he wears 31. Who wears 31 for Dodgers right now?
Jock Peterson.
He's going to change his number again. This is why I will not buy a Jock Peterson jersey until next year because it's not going to be his number. When Crawford's gone, he's going to wear number 3 because that's what he wore. I don't know why I'm pointing so much. But
because
that's why
there are people out there and you want them to know that you're talking to them. You. But not you.
You. He wore that with the Isotopes, which is the card he signed for me, by the way. I know you guys care about that. I was the only one he signed for while I was at spring training. I was like, hey, Jock, what's up, bro? And he was like, what's up, dude? DodgerVerse? I was like, yes. That did not happen.
It did not happen.
But he did sign for
Not
me.
the way it happened.
Brian Williams, by the way, just tweeted us and said I was there.
The joke that won't go away. That's awesome.
It never will. Actually, it's funny because
His daughter sprinkled Peter Pan dust all over us.
No, Ashley Traxler, who obviously served in our armed services, was laughing so much about all the Brian Williams memes or memes or however
that's so terrible. Like, I get you have to trust your newsman, but Brian Wilson's awesome. He's a badass. You ever see him on Jimmy Fallon? He's so funny and like direct and like they did the Brian Wilson raps, which was hilarious.
You mean Brian Williams?
That's what did I say?
You said Brian Wilson.
Oh yeah, I got the beard on the brain.
He has the beard, either that or the Beach Boy, one or the other.
Yeah. Are we absorbing another podcast?
I believe that we are going to be taking on another podcast under the DodgerVerse heading. And it will be Singing the Blues with Kellen Morrison and Nathan Sirota.
Shout out to those guys. I don't remember your names. Nathan and something else.
And Kellen.
Kellen?
But they will be coming under the...
Hello, Kellen.
And, I mean, we're not going to interfere too much with what they're doing, but what we'll be calling them essentially, to my understanding, and I'll be finalizing this with Kellen along with you and Nathan when we all sit down, hopefully between now and opening day.
Well, we're sitting down. They should be sitting down.
We are sitting down right now. They should sit down with us. So the guys, there's another side of this desk. On the other side, well, you wouldn't be able to see them if they were there. But
they're podcast guys. They have faces for radio.
They do. Well, my face.
I don't even know what they look like. What?
My face. I've got a face for radio. I got hair for radio.
Look, he's got a full head of hair. He's got the LeBron.
I got the.
You can't even tell. Just coming forward like Ari Gold. Look, he's got a full head of hair.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, dude. I'm gonna style it. For you.
I really have no hair now. This is great.
Dodgers. Hey, at least you're not the king.
That's true.
You're the Friar Tuck of Dodger Nation.
Opening day, less than 2 weeks away.
If you're going,
we're there.
We'll be there.
We'll be there. We will be there with you.
And you, and we'll be doing a live. I don't know exactly what we're going to be doing yet, but we're going to be doing it live.
We will be there live. Whether we will be on the internet live or not, I don't know yet. But we will be live.
I will probably be mildly intoxicated. So catch me for the 5th inning because that's when I fall asleep.
So come look for us. We're going to stand out like sore thumbs. We're the only 2 white guys in a Dodger game. Well, okay, maybe there's more than just 2 of us. But
I'm Mexican.
Shh, Ernie.
I know. Look, we just lost viewers because I said that. God damn it.
I was trying to help, dude.
I'm trying to hide my Mexicanisms with my beard. Just doesn't
I was gonna try to pass him off as Irish, honestly.
He related to JP Hell. My name is Ernie Ovia. Well, maybe I'm related to Liberatore.
I was trying, yeah, Ernie Liberatore. I think Amanda just Mandy.
It's Dr. Venkman.
Whoa.
Murray, you want to get in here?
Before we sign off for the night, maybe touch on a couple of other just baseball issues in general.
Now sue your ass for wrongful prosecution.
Perfect. Alex Rodriguez.
Hey, Rod.
Do you think that he actually plays regular innings for the Yankees this year? And if so, where?
Are you menstruating right now?
Yes. I am. Thank you for asking.
It's Dr. Venkman.
I'm here to give A-Rod his steroids. Well, the New York Post decided to say that, just let us all know that him and Tori Wilson have broken up. I don't know what that means for us or for him or not
for the Yankees.
For the Yankees, yeah. But I'm afraid to tell what I think of A-Rod because last year I said he was going to have a great year, and guess who didn't play one game?
Maybe it was a great year. Maybe he was going to be horrible if he played.
Yeah.
Maybe
You ever see a monk get wildly fucked by some teenage girls?
That went so much further than I expected to have. It just said, have you ever seen a monk get...
You have to repeat it.
Did you ever see a monk get wildly fucked by some teenage girls?
I have not.
Apparently my hair has, though.
This man has no dick.
I beg to differ. Have you seen my children?
You're
That
afraid your
happened
bladder
because
will
of penis.
explode?
Wait, what?
You're afraid your bladder will explode?
Oh, you're devolving into soundboards.
Hold
now.
on, wait. Going back to him having no dick.
I'm a man. I'm sensitive. I need to feel loved. I need to be desired.
Sorry, Eric.
Are you habitually using drugs, stimulants, alcohol?
Yes. All of the above.
A-Rod, so.
That is definitely an A-Rod type thing. I don't know. I don't know.
If you had
Feel
if you had A-Rod, Jeter, and I don't know, Bane from Batman, and you had to what's the game? Fuck one, marry one, and date one.
I've never played it.
No, for real, what is the name?
I have no
You're a
idea.
lying sack of crap, Maria Barajas.
Thank you.
Maria became a priest, by the way.
I'm not a priest.
Priest.
Who marries people? Priests? Maria's marrying somebody this weekend.
I am ordained,
She's ordained.
Priest.
not a priest.
That means that you can't have sex with women.
All right.
I thought you were going to say men.
Anyway. So
I'm sorry, Tyler Murphy. It was an accident. I was having too much fun. Our three were troops.
So
The stinkiest of the icky. You want to smoke with the old boy Rick James?
Yeah.
So that's a no on A-Rod playing any significant time this season.
Yeah. I think he'll play 70 games.
70 games. Mostly designated hitter.
Yeah. I don't know what their options are at third base, though, to be honest. So
Chase Headley, didn't they sign him?
Oh,
Longer
shit.
term.
Yeah.
I had this thing that I was talking with my friend Billy, who's a big Yankees fan.
Oh, okay.
About,
so hold on. Thank you,
Stop
Robert
short.
James Yulter, who was supposed to be here, who's not. Who would you bang? Who would you have sex with? Who would you kill? And who would you marry? Bane, A-Rod, Jeter. Go.
Okay. I would have to say that I would have sex with Bane because by default I've got to kill A-Rod.
You are not of this people.
And
I will not have sex with
I
you.
mean, if I had to, okay,
that was my best.
That was Bane.
I will not have sex
So
with
I mean,
you.
that only leaves marriage and Jeter, and I mean, he's a wholesome boy. He comes from a mixed race parents.
Have you seen the lineup of girls he's hooked up with?
Well, maybe he brings some of them over.
Johansson, Alba, Beal.
Are you?
I don't even have to give their first name.
Are you understanding how this may benefit me if he brings them over?
But you have to. No, you don't get to have sex with them.
Yeah, I do.
No, you don't.
I married the guy. I get half his property, right? This is
Yeah, but-
California.
But
So I get
hey,
half.
Eric,
I get half.
just
the
to
girls.
tell you, women are not
Divorce.
property.
This is California. It's common law, and
Okay.
we'll use Utah law for the actual.
I have a better one. You ready?
Okay.
You have to bang one, kill one, marry one.
Okay.
Kim Ng,
Okay.
Jamie McCourt,
Mhm.
Jonathan Broxton.
Oh, dear God. Okay, I'm banging Kimming. I'm killing Jonathan Broxton, and I'm marrying Jamie McCordner $150 million.
You have all the answers, Eric Becker!
And her wine, she's got a winery in Napa.
Damn, she's also got a giant bodyguard.
She's got a giant bodyguard, so we'll just station him at the door, and I'll drink the wine, and she can count the money.
Spill the wine.
And then, in 5 years when the prenup runs out, then I'll take half of the $150 million.
Could you live with her for 5 years?
Just as long as I don't have to deal with Frank.
You don't. It's just her, but she's got that leather skin, and
there is a
look
lot
what she did to our Dodgers.
But there's a lot of wine.
I can feel
There's
this just popped up over his head.
There's a lot of wine. There's a lot of wine in Napa and Sonoma, and that will make life tolerable. A lot of wine. A lot.
I think we're going to have a call in right now.
Oh, we do? I think we are going to have a call in.
It's going to take a minute, though.
Let's see. And actually, I think I'm going to give Rob the just the direct number to my cell phone instead of the call in.
Oh yeah, do that. That's a good idea.
If he responds. While we're waiting,
I wish I had more hands so I could give those titties 4 thumbs down.
Who are you talking about, Lisa?
Jim McCourt.
What is the 5 fingers say to the face? What? Slap!
Okay. Let me go ahead. Rob says he's going to call in, so.
Thank you guys for listening to us this far, by the way. I know there's been kind of hijinks and shenanigans, but I mean, hang on, it's fun. Like, call in and talk shenanigans with us, and if the Dodgers come up, Dodgers come up. If they don't, hey, let's just talk about life. WrestleMania is happening. Any WWE fans out there?
Let's see. Rob just checked it, so let's. All right. Robert, you're on the air with me and Ernie.
Robert.
Hey guys, how you doing tonight?
Doing all right. How you doing?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Let's see. I thought I had you on the other speaker. Hang on one second. Can you still hear us?
Yeah, I can still hear you guys.
There we go. That's the better volume. I have an external speaker that I wanted to run things through, and now you're in
He's
that.
currently got a thermometer up his internal speaker.
I do, and it feels so good. So,
what's up, Robert? What do you want to talk about?
What do you guys think of this? I guess you can call it a pitching clock. This idea that you have, I think it's 2.5 minutes in between innings to throw the first pitch.
I saw that at spring training, and it.
Yeah, I noticed it while I was there, and I noticed a lot of players were at the same time having trouble keeping at least one foot in the batter's box at the same time.
I think the one guy that's going to have the worst trouble with that is Puig.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be. I don't know if is it actually going into effect this year.
I hope not.
I thought they were just trying to.
I think when I was reading at one point, they said they are going to basically April is going to be the quote unquote learning curve, and they'll try to help players remember and keep a foot in the batter's box, and then they'll start enforcing it more in like May and June and on from there.
Okay, whatever you think, brother. You're the boss.
I personally am not a fan of any clocks in baseball.
Yeah, it's a timeless game. I
mean, when I heard that, my first thought was fire Rob Manfred. Honestly, that was my first thought.
Yeah,
fire Rob Manfred. I understand making some changes. I like the idea. If you're going to have replay, really have replay. And I've heard that they're going to have some expansions in that. Yes, expand replay.
So do we already need a new GM? I mean, a new commissioner?
You know what? I hated Bud Selig.
How soon can you start?
Yeah. I absolutely hated Bud Selig. Manfred seems to want to continue his policies and add his own destructions. He's going to destroy the game with the clock.
I actually kind of like the guy because he's bringing up the National League the DH. What do you think of that, Rob?
I pity the fool. I pity your mama. I pity your mama's fool.
Behind making it equal on both sides. And when you have hitters like Kershaw and Greinke, I'm kind of against it. But then you also think about a guy like Scott Van Slyke, who would really be beneficial to the team if he batted all the time against left-handed batters.
Well, yeah, even against softer tossing righties.
Well, if we had a DH,
Yeah.
Hanley'd probably still be on our team. Or Guerrero would have a job.
Yep.
I just think if why penalize one league if you're not going to penalize both? Like both, either have it or don't have it for either.
Right. Make it an equal opportunity thing.
Yeah.
What do you think of the show so far? You entertained or are you bored?
I only started to watch a little bit ago, and actually, really entertained.
All right.
Soundboard stuff.
What's that? What'd you say?
You got to get some Archer soundboard.
Archer soundboard.
Archer, Chris Archer, the pitcher for the Tampa Bay Rays.
Archer.
Oh, yeah, that's lost.
No,
name.
not
It's
doing
a
it for
show.
anybody.
It's a show. It's like a cartoon.
The only one who knows what you're talking about is the one who's not on air.
Maria has.
Maria's like, yeah, do
couch,
Archer,
actually.
do Archer.
Maria's making herself at home here at the studio, which is perfectly fine. That's why we got the why we got the futon, which you cannot see in this video, but it's. I assure you, it's to my left.
Yeah.
There's Maria's hand, which people will see in about 30 seconds. They're actually watching. Oh, Homer doesn't like. Apparently, Homer doesn't like us. But, anyway,
I love how you react to this shit.
So my take on the DH, I would like to see it eliminated in both leagues.
Okay.
I just feel like it adds an element of strategy as far as what the manager has to account for. It gives you one guy in the lineup that you kind of strategize around, and then when you get a guy like Kershaw or Greinke or that dirty bearded George into the north that can hit, or who are some others? I mean, Don Drysdale in his heyday, that guy could rake.
So can Oral.
Oral can rake.
Yeah.
I mean, I like to see the pitchers that can hit because it adds sort of an extra element of excitement to the game. I think that not having them play the whole game, I mean, it's sort of like, people say, well, the designated hitter, all they do is hit. Well, in the American League, all the pitchers ever do is pitch. And I understand that bullpen guys usually don't hit, but your starting pitcher should hit. That's my opinion. Now, maybe if in the National League they tried like a modified variant where let's say, because I mean that's the thing is you've got the strategy late in the game where you got to keep pinch hitting. Maybe enforce a rule where when you pull your starting pitcher from the game, then you can insert a designated hitter. So instead of just one pinch hitter for each time around, he just takes the spot for the rest of the game. So like let's say you get to the sixth inning, you pull the pitcher. And then you send up Scott Van Slyke in the 9 spot. Maybe you keep him in the 9 spot for the rest of the game as the designated hitter.
What about the wiener?
What about the
I
wiener?
think that would be beneficial, especially let's say fifth starter Brett Anderson's pitching, and he just happens to go 3 innings. Then you aren't using a pinch hitter every 2 to 3 innings for that spot in the lineup.
Aye, Captain.
Yeah, no, that's one of my thinkings because That's the one thing that does happen in a National League game. When you start going to like 14, 15 innings and you keep pinch hitting for pitchers, and then you wind up sending up guys. And this is where it gets dangerous because these relief pitchers, when they do hit, it's maybe 1 or 2 times a year, if that. And that can be a little bit dangerous for them.
Well, look at then the pitcher formerly known as Fausto Cremona got hurt running the bases because and that ruined his career, and he ended up with the Dodgers with a new name.
Something like that, yeah.
He was like Ricky. No, he was like the Waterboy's dad, Roberto.
Well, yeah, he had to do that, and he wound up, dying and being resurrected 3 years older. And
I'm your daddy, stupid.
And with a fastball that had lost 6 or 7 ticks on the gun. But no, I personally would be in favor of a modified designated hitter in the National League that enables the starting pitchers to continue to hit, but then enables you not to have to deal with that late game pinch hit.
But that's the strategy. Like pinch hitting is then you take away the whole then you only need 2 bench guys, 3 bench guys max, an outfielder, infielder, and then a super utility.
True. Then
you have 15 pitchers on your roster.
True. Wow! Although it also can create more interesting platoon situations where a guy like, you've got a guy like Justin Turner who's going to play 2 days a week anyway. So you're going to need him.
Do you think Rollins will break down at all this year?
I mean, there's a possibility. The guy is 36 years old. He's very healthy. If there is a 36-year-old in the league who is capable of holding up over a full season, it is probably Jimmy Rollins. That said, I mean, there's a possibility you get, a couple months into the season, he goes down. Then you've got an interesting sort of scenario. You can either go short term, where maybe you put a guy like Guerrero, if he's still on the roster, it's short for that short period of time. Or if it's a longer term injury, maybe you consider calling Corey Seager's number and saying, "Hey, dude, it's your time."
One number I hope they have.
That's why she can't have nice things.
Either that or I steal them.
What? What's that? What?
Yes.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
What do we got? Uh-oh.
This is I was going to play that one, but that's probably for all audiences.
Yeah.
How about this one?
Holy shit, you geeks are badass.
That's for the Dodgers front office.
Yes.
I've never seen this show, but it sounds dirty.
It does.
It is extremely dirty.
You know where we got Puig from?
ISIS isn't your own personal travel agency. It doesn't exist just so you can jet off to Whore Island.
That's not a real place.
That's where Puig's from.
He's from Whore Island. Oh, man.
All right. I think we're done.
All right. So shall we call it a night then?
Let's see what Hank Hill has to say about that.
Oh, Hank Hill has many things.
He just entered a building, by the
way. Robert, do you have anything else on your agenda that you would like to speak about or ask?
Sure.
The only thing that keeps coming to my mind is you were saying when Manfred talked about the quote-unquote first pitch clock. My doubts with him came a lot earlier than that when he said he wanted to eliminate the shift.
Oh, the shift.
I know it's become more prevalent lately, but
look, I'm gonna have to call you back.
Oh, the shift. Ernie, what's your take on the shift?
Really?
I honestly think to keep the shift, just have guys like Agon right at the third base. Once they realize people are going to do that, they'll stop.
I honestly think this shift doesn't work. We had 8 guys in the infield against the Padres, and we couldn't stop the ball.
Was it only 8? I thought it was more like 12.
That was stupid. That was the dumbest thing.
I thought they even like flew in the Philly Fanatic from Philadelphia.
And his stupid tongue didn't get to the ball fast enough.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, now you're getting it.
Yeah, I don't know. I am not a big fan of the shift personally, but at the same time, it is technically a legal formation.
Say what?
I don't know. I don't think that eliminating the shift.
Ricardo Montalban.
Yes, Ricardo Montalban. I would not be opposed to the elimination of the shift, but I don't think that it should be a high priority for anything. It's just kind of silly.
Now you listen to me, you crazy old cracker.
So you're opposed to eliminating the shift.
So you don't like any fun, basically. Do you hate
I'm not
babies?
opposed to it.
Do you not like black
just
people?
Think, if players will bunt the opposite way of the shift in a nice open spot on
Shut up, I'm talking here.
Chances are they'll beat it out, and the shift will slowly just disappear when teams start forcing even Aegon. I know he's either the slowest or one of the slowest players in Major League Baseball.
I could outrun Aegon. Have you seen me? I can outrun Aegon.
Hold on. Do it. Show him the fun bag.
No, we're not showing the fun bag. I mean, I'm wearing a shirt that says "So what's for lunch."
I could beat Aegon down the line. I don't run very well.
And you want to play
I
outfield.
could beat out a punt down the third base line that no one can get to. So I know Aegon can.
I don't know if Aegon. I mean, do you want your number 4 hitter bunting or hitting home runs? Like,
well, if they play in the Alamo Dome 162 games a year, swing away.
Oh,
I mean,
first they're all San Dodgers, then they're Havana Dodgers, and now you want them to be the San Antonio Dodgers?
yes.
What are they, the Raiders?
Well, the Missions used to be the San Antonio Dodgers, actually.
Well, I mean, that was like a little league team. All right. Well, Rob, thanks for showing up and talking to us. I mean, just talking to us, not showing up.
Showing up on the phone.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
definitely be there next time.
Yes.
All right. Well, we'll see you tomorrow then.
Are we doing this again tomorrow?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh man.
Aww.
But yeah, for those of you who have joined us for the duration, thank you very much for tuning in. Rob, we're going to say good night to you right now.
Good night, Rob.
All right. Good night, Rob. And to all of you out there who have been watching along.
That place is crawling with crackheads and debutantes.
20 or so minutes. Thank you for joining us. I'm Eric Becker. He's Ernie Villa. She's Maria.
Maybe, who knows? I don't know. I don't care. Whatever.
And he's Hank Hill on the thing. Remember,
shut up. I'm talking
follow us
here.
on Facebook. http://www.facebook.com/
I'm coming home right
DodgerVerse. www.DodgerVerse.com. We will have.
Good God, that's going too far.
We will have more for you in the days and weeks to come.
You understand me?
I do understand you, sir. Good night, Los Angeles, and
Is that
good night,
you?
everyone else.
Good night, DodgerVerse.
Good night, DodgerVerse.
I just woke up.